Okay, this book, I can't remember. I'm going to have to start writing down how I am receiving my suggestions because this was very interesting. The Boys of Alabama by Genevieve Hudson. Now, I will say, I thought, and I don't know why I was doing this to myself, that this was going to be a typical Alabama boys book. It is somewhat like that, but somewhat not. So I will say this. Max is a German teenager who has relocated to Delilah, Alabama, where he navigates Southern culture, football, and his emerging queer identity. So now his parents are German, and his dad is relocated to Alabama to work in the auto industry. And so they're there for 3 years. And so Max is thus able to, they recommended a private school because they told the mom that the public school, there was a lot of violence there. At this private school, it wasn't much better, to be honest. They opted to put him into the private school. Now, I will say, the dad, when they enrolled him, they asked the dad, did he have any special talents, anything? The dad said, oh, he can run. Well, being that we're in the South, those of you who are listening to this, the South is the full believer in church, although they may not practice everything there, and football. Those are our two religions, a lot of them. They automatically put him on the football team, which is how a lot of this ended up occurring due to the football team and due to the church, because the church is a critical part of this school. But Max is also harboring a secret. He has the ability to bring dead animals and possibly people back to life, a power intertwined with guilt and migraines, including side effects, such as if he is able to bring something back to life. When he does that, he might get a sweet taste of blueberries into his mouth or something like that. His parents is not aware of this. He is, and he doesn't know how to handle it. He's scared. He doesn't know what to do. He is befriending Pan, who is the school's openly queer witch, and Max forms a profound bond, only to be caught between Pan's authentic self and his charismatic religious extreme judge who is running for office. And Max must decide which world he wants to call home. Pan is a boy that dressed in his mother's clothes. He wears a lot of mascara. The kids in the school, they were, they just understood. So here Max is trying to, one, figure out his sexuality as a teenager. Two, he's in a whole nother country because he's struggling with the language. American English has a lot of nuances. You could say something is bad, which means the opposite, which is good. And so, someone who's learning the language might be very confused. So that was another thing that he was struggling with. So Max had a lot going on. His parents were not religious. So between being in a new country, learning the language, understanding his sexuality, religion plays a strong part in this school. Max had a lot going on internally. So Genevieve Hudson's debut is atmospheric, haunting, and beautifully strange. The prose captures the deep heat of Alabama and the slow unraveling of hidden power with lyrical precision. Max and Pan's relationship is tender and authentic, a quiet rebellion against the narrow expectations of their community. The Southern Gothic elements, the judge's poison test, snake handling, and Max's eerie resurrection scenes intensifies the novel's exploration of faith and otherness. I noted a few paces lulled during the town scenes, but overall the tension and the emotional gravity was held. And it is a mesmerizing read for fans of magical realism and with a queer twist. Now, I will say that part did surprise me. I wasn't offended by it, but I wasn't expecting that. I think I was more surprised about Max struggling with his sexuality than the fact that he had magical powers. But Overall, here are my final thoughts. Boys of Alabama is for readers who crave queer, coming-of-age stories laced with Southern Gothic flair. This debut breaks boundaries and builds a haunting portrait of identity, acceptance, and the seductive allure of belonging. A powerful choice for book clubs and anyone seeking an emotional charged genre-blending novel. I would recommend this book if this is your thing. I kind of like realism because I've done a lot of the Will Wright novels, but and thoroughly enjoyed them. But I liked it. It was good, and I really liked the fact how Genevieve was able to intertwine the Southern things that happen when it comes to football, along with religious events that occurred in the book. So I would highly recommend. I would say 3.5 out of 5. I would not purchase this book, but I will say if you want to read it, it is 304 pages, and if you want to listen to it, which is what I did, which is about 9 hours. And again, hey, go for it.